Hello YouTube, I am just on my way for a catch up with Michael Rutter. I've got my dad as the chauffeur, he's just putting fuel in the car. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show people how a Superstock bike is built, because I obviously raced for Bathams last year. And I thought it'd be quite interesting to just have a quick run through what changes from a road bike on a BMW to a race bike. It's about 45 minutes from my house, so we're just leaving now, and I'll skip the boring journey, just 1, 2, 3, and we're in the workshop. My old team boss and life coach, Michael Rutter. Meanwhile, Dad's over there buying bikes off Alec, because
don't tell Mum.
That's what happens. So when you get a bike to the workshop, what is the first thing that you or Alec does to it?
Basically, we get one of the new S1000, which we've got here. This is a standard road bike, and take everything off it. Everything comes off except obviously the frame, engine, swinging arm, and we even take the forks out. We have K-Tech internals put in, which is, then we come onto this bike. Obviously this is the race bike, so the only thing we've really left on this is the engine, frame, swinging arm. Everything else is basically taken away. All the wiring loom, we've got a kit wiring loom on it, kit dash, which you can see there, which are very trick. And we just go every bolt on it we can. There's certain bolts that hold the certain parts on, we just cannot change for rule changes, but anything we can change we do. Brakes are the same, do obviously different pads, but yeah, it's I think we worked out to about 60 hours from getting a bike in with the standard fairings on to building it so it's looking like this. And in this model, do you use the carbon wheels or do you leave the carbon wheels out? We don't know yet. We're going to try with them. At the moment there's a thing on the rules where they're going to let you use them. I think they are going to let you use them because they come with it, but are they better or not, we don't know. We're going to test them, and until we go testing we can't tell, but we've got both options to try the carbon and the aluminium wheels. And compared to the standard road bike, so you change the suspension, how much of a difference does changing the suspension make? For racing purposes, massive, but for obviously if you're just using it on the road, it would be very, very little difference. It's just we want the suspension, obviously it's electronic on the new bikes now, so we don't want that. We want something so we know what it is every time at the same point of the track. So yeah, you know, we have to change it for that reason. Obviously I think the rear shocks are more of an improvement than a standard one, because you know it's specially designed for one person. That's there for two people, and you know, for road use, so it's got to go all different kind of terrain. So yeah, basically that's the main thing rear shock wise. Have you back-to-back an exhaust with a standard exhaust on the dyno? We have not, no. We've just put a whole bike on there, and yeah, it'd be a good thing to do actually. What a standard exhaust. The only trouble with the standard exhaust is we haven't got one here at the moment, but standard exhaust, the weight of it is like it's like having a small car welded underneath. It's that heavy. So obviously a race system is probably 3 times as light, so that's one of the main reasons we take the exhaust off for. And ground clearance, you know, the exhaust sticks through all different places, and you'd being on a short circuit, you probably wouldn't know when you get over a long way and lean over, you can wear the exhaust out. And what's the difference in weight between a standard road bike and your race bike, do you know? I think these are working out about 172, so they're really light, they're too light. And we're putting weight on at the moment, so yeah, I don't know what a standard road bike is, but I think it's going to be a lot heavier than that. And if you were a track day punter and you were going to buy a standard BMW, would you change anything for a track day? What would you change if you were going to? I think exhaust, definitely, and like, you know, it's nice to have suspension bits, you know, what K-Tech do, and obviously with like the Arrow exhaust, it looks, you know, and little bits like that, and simple things like the switch gears and thing. If you do have an accident, they're easy to repair and they're easier to use, more simple. So just little things like that which make it a bit easier for you when you're on a track. You haven't got as much time as you think. The standard discs which are on that bike there, we just kept some standard wheels in. With obviously the Brembo discs we buy, because you just want, the standard discs are brilliant, but one place in the world is probably the worst place is Donington. So you need just like slightly thicker disc and a little bit more planage for cooling really, and you know, you can't beat those brakes. They're the best brakes you can buy, so that's why we change them.
And do you change the brake lines as well?
Change brake lines, everything. More to do with, because when you take the ABS system off, it's completely all linked into the box at the back here, so all the cables don't fit anyway, and piping and everything, so you just replace everything obviously with new hoses, hell hoses.
So that was one other thing we didn't mention, was you obviously leave the traction control, well not obviously, but do you leave the traction control and everything on?
Yeah, traction control on the bikes, definitely we keep that on, so we keep running a little bit of traction, engine braking systems and all that. Yeah. You shut up a minute.
We're recording a very important video here. Unless you want to be on it, you need to keep quiet in the back.
Yeah, disconnect all the ABS system off it, because on a track, that's the last thing you want is inconsistent. You know, it's very good for safety, for road conditions, but for racing, you know, more you pull a brake on, more you want to stop, and ABS will just push you along. So we turn all that system off, take it off completely. And obviously with the traction control and slip for the braking and everything like that, we leave all that on, and obviously with the programs we've got for this, you know, with the upgraded software and all that, so it helps the bike turn a lot better.
We're just back on our way home. I hope you find that interesting about what's involved in making a Superstock bike. I'll turn that off for you now. Would you want to be in it?
Yeah, I thought it was fascinating. At me.
Right. I always find it quite interesting what goes into making a Superstock bike go, because although it's classed as a road category where you're just riding road bikes, there's still quite a lot involved in making a Superstock bike. So yeah, sat nav's going. If you want to see more videos in workshops, I'm sure I can visit my mechanic Daryl's workshop as well at IDP Moto to have a look around there. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more videos of race bikes coming soon when we're back at some race circuits. But that was a socially distant brew for today, and if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back soon with another one. Bye for now.
Before
You take a grand for it then, Ali.
shake your hand at a grand.
Yeah.
That